It can seem overwhelming, but you know what? I truly believe that this may be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I believe that you could really learn almost anything practically overnight in terms of what it is that you want to do with your camera. It's not that hard to figure out how to get the result that you want to get, technically speaking. The magic and the enduring, the forever skill to gain is the skill of being present and connected and trusting of yourself and being super clear on what it is that you're there to do. So that when you feel like that, then there is an immediate, contagious calm. Think about a dog on a leash, how they say they sense your energy. So if you're walking a dog and you're holding on that leash too tight, it's going to be on edge. It can't relax. But if you're relaxed and the leash is relaxed, then the dog can be relaxed and you could go with the flow more easily than maybe before. So if you're in a shoot and you're like, oh my God, the sun is high, there are no clouds, I don't know where there's shade. It's gonna be really hard to think. But if you're in that same space and it's the same exact scenario, but you're able to close your eyes, take a breath, and start paying attention to something other than the limitations or the constraints that you're seeing. You see the shapes that are happening in bright light. Maybe you're paying more attention to a genuine moment that's going on between siblings. And it really doesn't matter what the perfect lighting is, because this moment is happening right there and right now, and background and lighting be damned.
Help Me See is a podcast that redefines the word vision through vulnerable and real conversations, my own private introspective ramblings about the things that I think about in the wee hours of the morning, and my deep core belief that your nothingness is your everything and all you have to do is see. I'm Bianca Mora. I'm your host. I am an educator, a photographic artist, and I believe that your daily photo habit can be the key to unlocking the ability to be more present in your everyday life and live deeper into your intention and purpose. We're not about the small talk here. Grab your coffee, get cozy, and let's talk.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Help Me See. How are you doing? Daylight savings time has really effed me up. My kid is coming into my bed at 5 a.m. He's pointing to the dark space to the side of the bed, telling me that his imaginary friend is here. Horrified. And I'm just overall tired. I'm tired, and I've had intentions of taking photographs lately. The kids' grandparents, they have a huge leaf pile that's going to get picked up soon. And they were like, better come over and let them play in the leaves and take pictures before the leaves are gone. And I want to so badly, but I just have nothing left just to give by the time I'm picking up my son from daycare, and it's getting dark so quickly. So I'm kind of holding both there. I'm being gentle with myself for not getting to do the things that I've been wanting to do, while also keeping myself open to, you know what, maybe tomorrow's another day, that they're still there. Let's try again tomorrow. And I think that we could all be a little bit easier on ourselves, no? Something that I'm talking about in today's episode is this idea that we're always searching, or oftentimes, I don't want to say always, oftentimes we're searching for answers outside of ourselves. And it is a noble pursuit and a gratifying pursuit in terms of creating your work, creating your life, the more information that you take in, the more knowledge from the experts that have had much success doing it this way or that way, or, any of these rules that we subject ourselves to, the more that we take that in, the harder it is to recognize and hear our own voice. So I pulled an Instagram live I did the other day, and I'm going to tack it on to the end here for you guys to listen. But I want to just tell a little bit of a personal story with my own experience and why I feel so passionately about this. I went to a 4-year private art school, BFA, the whole thing. I am speaking to you as someone that is absolutely obsessed with schooling. I love it. I would love to one day go and get my master's degree. I've taken more online programs and courses than I can count at this point. And I've definitely gained something from every one of those experiences. But the truth of the matter is, there came a point where I realized that I was so bombarded by everyone else's either truths or strategies or bullshit or opinions that it was really hard to hear myself. It's really natural to seek more knowledge, thinking that that is going to be the thing that helps you to be more confident and to perform better under pressure and to create quote unquote better photographs and improve your work and get more clients. But at the end of the day, I'd say the number one thing that has allowed me to make the work that I really want to make and really has helped me connect with clients that are a really gorgeous fit for me and the work that I want to create is being able to connect to presence and calm during a shoot. It's being able to not be so concerned with how I'm performing, but more so be so committed and devoted to really seeing who is in front of me and what is there. And I really, truly believe that this is the most important, most intangible, most unrepeatable. It is the thing that it is your magic. It's your magic sauce. It's not only what helps your people find you, but it helps you find yourself over and over again and to create work that you're proud of and that feels fulfilling and life-giving. I'll say that I benefited early on from being able to taste this feeling of curiosity and experimentation with a lighter level of pressure, with lower stakes by becoming a second shooter and being able to support a main photographer, oftentimes in weddings. And and that really freed me to be able to be present and see these major events, from like tiny intimate ones to like huge ones in New York City and everything between. I have been able to be in the room but without feeling the immense pressure of I must get the shot. And what's funny is that even though I wasn't the one going through the pressure of that in those moments, I was building confidence in myself through the tiny moments. I don't know that even back then, if I would have had a huge wedding and shot that and rocked it out of the park, I don't think that would have been enough to give me the calm and the focus that I have now. I think that being able to do in a million different ways, in a million different scenarios, and the tiniest things over and over again that made me feel good and excited, and the moments that I was able to see and in all different kinds of spaces and places and light, um, that really helped me show up to my own sessions where the stakes are the stakes, of being like, here I am. I promise I will um, give you the most beautiful, honest photographs that I possibly can. Um, I was able to then show up with this knowing that anytime I would get nervous or at all flustered, I would channel back the Rolodex and be like, I have been in a million different scenarios. Whether or not it's on an actual shoot or not, you can do this in your own backyard, in your house. It doesn't matter. When you have a wealth of exposure to these different scenarios, then you don't have to feel so deer in the headlights about it. And even if you are thrown into a situation where, hey, I haven't experienced this before, you will have a strong enough tether to your core, to yourself, to your calm, to your mission, that you will be able to trust yourself to see what is meant to be seen because you're just there with purity of heart. Um, and I get it. I get that this can sound, well, that sounds lovely. But when I'm in a shoot and I'm freaked out about my settings, but I promise you that the settings and the technical, it can seem overwhelming. But you know what? I truly believe that this may be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I believe that you could really learn almost anything like practically overnight in terms of the photograph and the crafts and what it is that you want to do with your camera. It's not that hard to figure out how to get the result that you want to get, technically speaking. The magic and the enduring, the forever skill to gain is the skill of being present and connected and trusting of yourself and being super clear on what it is that you're there to do. So that when you feel like that, then there is an immediate contagious calm for the family that you're with, right? Think about think about a dog on a leash. How they say they sense your energy. So if you're walking a dog and you're holding on that leash too tight, it's going to tweak out, at anything. It's going to start like be on edge, right? It can't relax. But if you're relaxed and the leash is relaxed, then the dog can be relaxed and he could go with the flow more easily than maybe before. Do you see what I'm saying here? So if you're in a shoot and you're like, oh my God, the sun is high, there are no clouds. I don't know where there's shade. It's going to be really hard to think. But if you're in that same space and it's the same exact scenario, there's no cloud covering. It was super sunny, but you're able to close your eyes, take a breath, and start paying attention to something other than the limitations or the constraints that you're seeing. Maybe you see the shapes that are happening while looking at them in bright light. Maybe you're paying more attention to a genuine moment that's going on between siblings. And it really doesn't matter what the perfect lighting is, because this moment is happening right there and right now, and background and lighting be damned. There's a whole other part of this that I talk about in the course, and that is about being able to trust yourself in post production, in your editing. Either way, there's a reason to saying the best camera there is the camera you have on you. There's a reason why that's true. There's a reason why a few of the most favorite pictures of my life, of my dog that's gone now, of my son from when he was a baby, are crappy ones that came from a cell phone that I didn't even take, or, they were moving, or it was light, or it was dark and it was grainy. It's so much more important to capture something real. And it's so much easier to master the technical in a way that's good enough. You can always incrementally improve your technical skill, but being able to be there in your mindset, that is the most important part. So here is a quick spiel I give, talking about this at a little bit of higher level. And I've been having a lot of fun creating this course. And if you're interested in signing up for the waitlist, check out the show notes and feel free to shoot me a DM. Okay. Enjoy. Hope this was helpful. Hello. Happy Monday. I'm beaming in right now because I've been working on my course, and I'm probably going live because I've had as much coffee as the size of my head. So if I start shaking, that's why. But I'm beaming in because I'm talking about something that I feel like there's a gap. I feel like there's a gap between searching outside for answers and looking inward, specifically when it comes to photographic artists. I think oftentimes we have this beautiful, pure desire and intention to do better for others and to see better and to create these intentional photographs for other people. But the reality is we cannot see outside of our own current lens. We cannot recognize something in someone else unless we, in some way, shape, or form, have the capacity, have the reflection inside of ourselves. So something that I've been working on looking at is this reality around when we want to grow in our work. Oftentimes we can look to new technical learnings, new gear, all of the presets, all of the courses. But really the biggest thing that you can do for yourself in an attempt to see more and to grow with your work is to invest in yourself, invest time and space for yourself. Really get clear about what it is that you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to see, why you believe in the work that you're doing, and then use that inner knowing, channel into that inner knowing when you're on a shoot or when you're thinking about what you want to do next, because there's a million bajillion different possibilities. There's a million bajillion different courses you can take. There's no end to what you can learn technically. But I'm really not a fan of the technical side of things, just because, and I'm all for empowering yourself and educating yourself. But I believe that searching for that first creates such a horse blinder effect on us. Knowing the right way to do something at first is something that severely limits your ability to see and your ability to be and tap into yourself. And it takes a long time to work yourself out of that. And I say that as someone that went to art school myself, and I'm a big fan of education. But there's this unlearning that's definitely the sweet spot between, being able to accomplish something that you want to accomplish in the technical way of, I can take a photograph, but doing something more than taking a photograph. We all can take photographs, and I think that's beautiful. But what is it that you're saying with your photograph? What is it that you actually want to do? Like, what is the point? What's the point? That's why the beginner's mindset is so sought after, because when you hit your head against the wall so many times, or when you've done something a million times, it feels stale, it feels contrived, it doesn't feel real or true. So if you can show up to your craft, if you can show up to your photo session, if you can show up to yourself with an openness to be curious and an openness to really be present for what is, there is an infinite amount of possibilities for what you can see and what you can create. Actually, what's so funny, something that just came to me, is if I go to a photo session and everything is too beautiful, like if it's a gorgeous area, if everything's clean and there's gorgeous light everywhere, that is the moment where I'm like, oh, okay, too many options. I really thrive off of limitations or constraints, because the constraints, I feel, are where the juicy parts are. They're where the magic gets to happen. They're the opportunities in which you can come up against something and then let it show you something even greater, something even more interesting, because it's the more unique approach. It's the little magical sparkle that wasn't. So that's kind of what I wanted to come on. I'm just giving a little chat around what I've been working on right now for this course on seeing your bigger picture, because I really believe that in the pursuit of gifting to others, which is what this is, like being a photographic artist and taking photographs for other people, is truly a gift. And it's one of the most profound things I believe you can do for someone, is to see them and to help them to feel seen and to give them something that they'll be able to cherish forever. But in that noble pursuit, you have to come first. You have to come first. And it's not a selfish thing. It's not let me glaze over. Yeah. I know why I want to do it. I know what I like. I know what I want to see. No. You have to hear this. You need to come first. And you need to spend some time really getting clear on what feels good to you and what you're curious about, and how you can find comfort in your ability to really be with someone and not feel the need to be the expert, because no one really needs that. Hey, you're in the light. Am I in the light, Katie? That's quite fitting. And that's another reason why Katie just made me think of this. This is really off topic, but after this, I'll cut it short. That's why I love photographing in really difficult light and really like severe light, because exposing for the brightest, the most severe, weird shaped, uneven light forces you to see something really special and really different. And it forces you to commit to, what do I see as the most important thing here? But that's a whole nother rabbit hole. That's something that I want to, not the dark, double meaning. Every time I talk to Katie, I'm in my basement. I'm usually in my basement because I like to be in a cave while I create. But today I'm in my studio space. Anyway, so yeah, that is what I have to say about this today. I can kind of go on forever about it, but I I just wanted to do a quick pop in. If you have any questions or you're curious about this content at all, or, what's coming, just shoot me a DM and I'm happy to share what's on the docket. But I just wanted to come here on this Monday morning and encourage you to take the time and space for yourself, because no matter what you feel like you must do or you want to do or the goals you have, it's all coming from you. It's all coming from your lens, and what you're able to see and what you're not able to see is really determined by the degree to which you remain open. And that's it. That's what I got for you today. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I will check in later.